This video is going to teach you 5 ways to fall in love with yourself. Step number 1. I'm going to teach you a very strong visualization technique that you can use to absolutely love your past, present, and your future self. Step 2, we're going to reframe some of the negative patterns and behaviors which are no longer serving you and I. Step 3, we're going to make a huge jar of happiness. Step 4, we're going to do a focus on mindfulness and really understanding why you do the things you do. And step 5, which is our final and the most coolest step, which is a secret. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. It is focusing on doing the little things which are really not that expensive but will make a huge difference in your life. Feel free to skip to any of these sections and I have them here with the timestamps. But I recommend that you watch this video from beginning to the end, like always. So, let's go! Hi, my name is Umama and thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope that you like my channel and you keep coming back every single week. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And I make videos every single week. So, without waiting anymore, I really want to share with you what is the difference between self-love and self-obsession. Many times when you share with people, oh, I really want to focus on myself and love myself, they think you are either self-obsessed or you're becoming someone who is super selfish. But I want to share with you that there is a huge difference between both of these terms. Self-love is not about being selfish or acting mean or being rude to others. Self-love is more coming from a place of abundance. It is not coming from a place of arrogance. It is coming from a place where you are confident and sure of yourself. Where self-obsession has very negative underlying causes and it manifests itself in a very negative way, whereas self-love is focused on gratitude, it is focused on confidence, it is focused on knowing that you are enough and you don't need to prove. I also want to share here a quote which I absolutely love, which is, insecurity is loud and confidence is silence. I believe that self-obsessed people always want the spotlight to be on them, while self-love is all about treating yourself, understanding what is the best for you in the long run and prioritizing yourself and not begging or not budging for other people and compromising on your values because you respect yourself enough. Here I also want to share that there are 5 levels of relationship that we need to be focusing on. The first is God, the second is family, then friends of friends, or larger society, and the 5th one is your own self. So in these 5 levels of relationship, if you are prioritizing yourself, it is in no way an imbalance. Actually, you will realize that there are many people who focus on creating their dream life, but they never focus on themselves, which is why they grow up to be very unbalanced individuals and they're not happy because they're not prioritizing themselves and they're depleting themselves and treating themselves like a doormat just to please and be there for others. The other thing, which is a very added benefit of self-love, is you don't need external validation. You know, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am confident, and I will achieve my dreams because I am good enough. You do not need another person to come and tell you and to define your worth. So you really let go of all these crazy notions that someone needs to come in your life and tell you that you are good enough. You are already good enough today, not when you lose 50 kg, I don't know. Not when you go to Paris, move to your dream job, move to that dream city. No, you are worthy and enough right now with all your kgs, with all your presence and all your confidence. The magic is in you. The first tip that I have for you for falling in love with yourself is a visualization technique. And honestly, it has been helping me so much over the past month. I feel this has been my go-to technique. So the first thing, I want you to take out a picture or look at your 12-year-old self. How did she look? What did she like? What did she love? Go back to her and tell her that you are so proud of her and she has grown into a beautiful woman. From 12 to 32 or whatever your age is, you have aged like a fine wine and you have achieved so much. Go back to her, give her some love, give her a tight hug, and tell herself she did good. She has worked hard and she deserves to be here. And always have this image in your mind and in front of you that this girl, who I was back when I was 12, back when I was 5, this girl wanted the things that I have now. So back then, I never even dreamt of Paris because I didn't know it was possible. But now I live in my dream apartment in Paris. I have my dream job. And I really want to go back and tell her, like, I'm so proud of you and you have come a long way. And honestly, it lets you accept who you were back then and the journey that you have come to now. And it also allows you to be grateful. In this huge rush that we always think that I want to be in the next best company or the next best city with the next best salary or in the next best school, you actually realize that I have come a long way from where I started. And also, I think it is really important for us girls to tell that girl, actually, I think you're so beautiful. Like, you have grown into such a beautiful girl. And it will heal. Trust me, trust the process, and trust that it will heal a part of you inside. And here, I also want you to do another visualization. So imagine yourself 10 years more and see how she looks like. See what are the things she does, what does a day in her life look like, what are the things like where does she work, or does she have her own business, what does she look like, what does she eat, who is she with. See all of those things and see, are you working on those things today? Are you prioritizing your body? Are you prioritizing your mindset? Are you working for that business or that job or that life that you really want to build? Are you working towards that? So try to focus on these past 10 years and be very grateful and be very proud of the journey that you have been on, but also realize that there is a girl you look up to and there is a girl you want to be, and make sure that today you are taking those steps to be that girl, to be that confident. So you can be smart and confident today as well, but make sure you are making those choices and prioritizing those things that are taking you closer to your dream self. So the second thing and the second way that I want to share with you is reframing. Honestly, for the longest time, I've tried to become more organized or become more better at my eating habits or being more regular at the gym, but I realized like it was sort of a punishment. Oh, you have so much weight, so you need to go to the gym. Or, oh my god, look at that fat mess, you need to, like, just subtly body shaming and just telling yourself, oh no, you need to do this because you have to undo every single thing or every single part of your existence that you have been till now, like it was all wrong. So it starts from a place of negative energy and it doesn't allow you to be your best self, and it doesn't allow you to be in that consistent pattern because you're not feeling good about yourself. So how are you imagining yourself to keep up all of this? So it is really important that you reframe. Instead of saying to yourself, oh my god, you are so dirty, tell yourself, I'm someone who really enjoys and feels peaceful in spaces when they're calm and clean. I like neutral colors. I like my space to be clean because that is what my mindset and my body deserves. I like going to the gym, and I like treating myself to healthy whole foods, and that is what my body deserves. My body does not deserve to eat greasy foods which are going to cause inflammation, because I'm going to feel bad 2 hours later or the next day when I wake up, because my body does not need that. So every time when you feel like you need a bag of chips to feel happy, or that huge chocolate and you feel that will give you happiness, just step back and pause. Step back and pause. And go back to technique number 1, which was, is it in line with the 10-year version of myself or the 5-year version of myself? Is that girl looking at me feeling very proud that I'm doing that? Or I can make a healthier choice, a happier choice, a better choice for my body. But I also understand that sometimes we do those things because that seems like the only thing that will give us the dopamine. So it brings us to the third point and the third step and the third way which can make you fall in love with yourself, and I feel you really need a jar of dopamine at your disposal. So the third way is having a jar of happiness. And that jar of happiness, I really want to show it to you, is going to be full of ways and things that make you happy, so that every time when you feel down, when a situation happened where you feel things did not go your way, you always have this at your disposal. So this can include like different things that make you happy. So for me, it includes like going to climbing the top of the city and seeing the city lights from a height. So I really like seeing the night view with all the lights and seeing like, I'm so small in this grand scheme of things, I'm going to be okay. Like if Sasha said that to me, I'm not going to die. I mean, oh sorry, Sasha is my really good friend, so I didn't mean anything, but that was just an example. So have all of these things which make you happy always available to you. So it can also be, I love swimming, I love basketball, I love biking, I love a walk in the park, I love taking pictures, I love going to the museums, I love talking to my mom, I love talking to my best friend. So things which give you happiness. I love going to the gym, I love doing like hula hoop, I love skipping, I love shopping, I love like just everything in moderation. So every time this will be like uncertain box of happiness that you can have, and you can just open and be like, okay, let me see what it wants me to do today. And you open and you're like, oh my god, it is asking me to go have a bite, like go cycle in the park. So I'm going to do that, and that is going to give you the dopamine and the happiness that you need. And you don't need to rely on these negative patterns where you are always craving for dopamine from the wrong people or the bad foods or the bad patterns or whatever your negative patterns are. So you're not falling back into those things. And that 30 or 40-year-old version of you who is a strong, independent businesswoman or whatever your dream girl looks like is proud of you, that you're making the choices that are in line with the person that you want and aspire to be. Okay, step 4, mindfulness. And honestly, I think it also correlates with point 2, because mindfulness is about understanding the grand scheme of things. So it is about understanding and looking at your thoughts from a very laid back perspective. So really understanding, okay, somebody told you, oh, you don't look good. Your automatic thought should not be, oh, I'm not beautiful. Bro, you are the most beautiful girl in the world. Like, please don't think that. So you need to step back and realize, okay, one person's opinion of me is not going to define me. Also, standards of beauty differ from person to person. Maybe she doesn't like peaches. Okay, we move on. That's okay. I'm not her cup of tea. We move on. Or maybe she was having a bad day, so that is why she was acting like this. Completely okay. And you calm yourself down. So I really recommend this app called Headspace. And honestly, it has really helped me like take a step back, take a pause. Whenever I'm in an impulsive situation or where I have very strong emotions and I am about to react, I try to take a step back, do my breathing exercises, listen to a meditation for like even 2-3 minutes, and then I feel, okay, it wasn't that bad. Maybe she was having a bad day, and I try to understand other people as much as possible. And honestly, mindfulness is a lot, like it helps you first and foremost, and then it helps anyone else, because with mindfulness you live your life very like intentionally. You're not just reacting. You like, things are not constantly happening to you. You're constantly choosing how you react to things, and it ultimately makes you feel so much better because you feel more in control, more in control of your life, because you are choosing the reaction. And you don't have to take on other people's emergencies as your own. You take things at your pace, you make a conscious decision, and that is how you flow. And honestly, it has changed my life so much, from this chaotic mess to always like reacting to things, to having this sense of urgency at all times. Now I feel like, whoo, it's like a river and I'm flowing, and it's okay. Things don't disturb me. Like, it's smooth and smoother, and it will really help you appreciate that the negative things that are happening are external. Like, they do not impact you, because you're better than that and you deserve better. So I really recommend mindfulness, and it will also help you in eating, in reacting, and just living a more intentional life. And then the fifth and the final thing, I do think that we think happiness is about, I don't know, flying to Paris or going to Disneyland, or things that are going to cost us like 500 to 1,000 euros. No, a Disneyland ticket is not that expensive as well. It's like 100 euros. But I feel like we have this notion of happiness being tied to money. But at the same time, I believe like to treat ourselves, to prioritize ourselves today, we don't need to spend that much money. Honestly, if you go to the grocery store, you can get flowers for under 3 euros. You can get skincare masks for like 1 to 2 euros, and some of them are actually really good as well. You can get makeup, you can get flowers, you can get fairy lights for under 2 euros. Like the possibilities are endless. You can get some Zen tea, you can get the candles. Like, there are so many ways of treating yourself, and there are like some really good cheap shopping brands as well, so you can buy clothes that make you feel good in your skin. So there are 1001 ways, if you are willing to invest in yourself, and if you are willing to feel happy in your skin, in your life, then there are many ways to do it. So don't think, oh my god, it's so expensive. Honestly, if you cut down the unnecessary things that you're doing, you will find that you have so much more money to invest in you. Like, sometimes at some point it is just an excuse and you don't want to feel good. So make sure that you prioritize yourself. You take those vitamins, you take the things that make you feel good. Like, it's so funny that I remember some people in my class, they always had the money to go see a crappy movie, or they had money to go to this Indian restaurant, and whenever I would say, oh, let's go get a book, or let's go to a bookstore, or I don't know, go to bubble tea and get some bubble tea and go to the beach and watch the sunset, they would have no money. Like, bro, you had that money for like that restaurant or whatever your negative behaviors are. You have money for all of those things. You have money for drugs, you have money for smoking, you have money for every single thing, but not for a book. Bro, come on, where are your priorities at? So make sure you audit and you see where your money and your time and your energies are going, and make sure that they're serving you and helping you be the best person and the best version, and is actually helping you create the version and the happiness that you look for. That is all for today. Here is a short summary of every single thing that I went over. If you have any questions, or if you want me to make a video on any topic, please let me know, and I will make sure that I try my best to prioritize that. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week.